And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy possible from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in the selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of the selector is a cophase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today, on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today, that all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy? And Charlie mentioned earlier that he might be a little late for this afternoon's Qso-Vlog net, but I wanted to check to be sure that if he was there, we got started. So Charlie will probably check in later. This is Jim, KC9VKV, and this is the Qso-Vlog net. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. And last Monday, or last Friday actually, we got QRM'd out. We got jammed out. And so we did have to try to do a makeup on Monday. And we did for a while. However, isn't it wild how things happen? Our local power company decided that they needed to replace a power pole in my backyard, and so about halfway, a little over halfway in our makeup Qso-Vlog net show on Monday, they pulled the plug to make the swap on the pole, so that kind of did us in. Anyway, we're hoping for better luck this Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And Quebec.
Station ending in Quebec, come back and give me your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Kilo 4, Japan, Quebec.
Kilo 4, Japan, Quebec. Roger, what's the name, please?
The name is Tom, Texas, Ontario, Mexico. We're located in western North Carolina.
Roger, Tom, and what radio are you running, sir?
We're running a ICOM 7300 into a dot.
Roger, I've got you on my local antenna. If you would, if you're interested in a setup procedure, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I might be able to listen to you.
Yes, and QSL. The antenna system is a simple dipole up about 30 feet. And that's about it, running 100 watts.
Alrighty, so to begin our setup procedure, double check to be sure that your compressor is engaged at a 3. Turn that compressor on and adjust it to a 3. Roger.
QSL, just a second. I'm new on the radio, so I'll have to figure out how to do that.
All right, what if I give you some notes and then you can proceed at your speed? Roger?
Roger, appreciate that.
All right, note 1 is the first thing is to engage your compressor at a 3. Turn that compressor on and adjust it to a 3. Once you've done that, move to your ALC meter, with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300 in transmit, and you do that too rapidly so you can get that meter up and see where it is, then you adjust your mic gain control to where your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by mic level manipulation. Roger?
Roger, I've got that. Let me, I'll do that on air here now.
Well, probably, Tom, just maybe take notes, and then you can do it, like I say, when you know, at your comfort level. Roger?
Roger, appreciate that very much.
Yes, sir. Okay, then I want you to go to your EQ, sideband EQ page, and check to be sure that that radio has a 2-band EQ. So you sound a little mid-rangey, and I don't know, maybe if somebody has rolled the top and the bottom EQ back, so it's featuring the mid-range by default, but probably leave the, maybe advance the bottom 1 click and the top 2 clicks boost. Bottom 1 click boost, treble 2 clicks boost. Roger? And I say that on the EQ simply because it sounds like you're fairly mid-rangey on that microphone. What microphone is that?
I'm just using the stock microphone that came with the radio.
Oh, that's the hand mic that came with the 7300?
Qso.
Okay, let me give you an idea of how to use that microphone. Pull it to the corner of your mouth, directly to the corner of your mouth where it's touching your mouth, and then speak across it. Pull that hand mic and do not work straight into it forward. Pull it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your mouth, and talk across it. Roger?
Roger.
And I wanted to, I've kind of lost my local antenna on you, but why don't you give me 10 seconds about what you like best about your radio, and let me try to find a better path so I might listen to you a little closer.
Okay, I've been a ham since 1968 and had all sorts of radios over the years, transceivers, and this is the first one that I've ever had that does what this does, obviously, and see, the last one I had was a Kenwood 830S. In fact, I've still got it sitting here, but I don't use it right now. But so I've been around a while, but never had a radio with these capabilities.
Roger, Tom. Well, somebody's incessant about tuning up on an active frequency. I don't know what it is that people can't understand, that it's not courteous to tune up on an active frequency, but, you know, who can say? Tom, you sounded pretty good there. I was listening on the Milford PA SDR, and you sounded pretty good. I think you'll sound better, though, when you crank in the things that we suggested, Roger.
Roger, really appreciate it. I didn't get your name, but KC9VKV, KK4JQ.
Roger, name here is Jim Juliet India Mike, and this is the Qso-Vlog net for Friday afternoon. And if you want to hear your audio, we are recording, and we will be posting it up on YouTube at a later time. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 3/26/21, it will take you directly to this recording. Roger?
Roger, appreciate that, Jim, very much. Really do. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir, and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Usually we give ourselves 48 hours to get it uploaded. We usually get it there sooner, but we need the time just in case things go crazy. Roger?
Roger, appreciate that, Jim. KC9VKV, KK4JQ.
Roger, Tom, 73 there, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend coming up. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KJ4ZVN.
Was that KJ4?
Kilo Golf 4, Zulu Victor November.
KG4, Zulu Victor November, roger.
Zulu Victor November, roger. Oh, roger.
Yes, sir. What's the name there?
Yes, sir. What's the name there? The name is Jim.
Great name, great name. And where are you located, Jim?
Great name. Where are you located, Jim?
Hello, Jim. Where are you located?
Hello, Jim. Where are you located? Snow Hill, North Carolina, over.
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, Jim?
Roger that. And what radio are you running today, Jim? This is a Kenwood TS590S.
Kenwood TS590S, roger.
Kenwood TS590S, roger. Roger.
Okay, sir. Why don't you tell me in 10 seconds about your antenna system so I might listen to your audio, roger?
Listen to your audio, roger. It's a 68.5 foot dipole in there, straight in it. It's not inverted, straight in it. It's not
Alrighty. Our setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So if you're interested in our setup procedure, begin with engaging your compressor at a 3. Roger.
I'm kind of new to this radio. I don't really know what the compressor is, over.
Alrighty, let me give you notes, and then you can find things and crank them in at your leisure, roger?
Crank them in at your leisure, roger? That'll work fine.
Okay, starts with, compressor or processor. They call them, one calls them one thing, one calls them something else. But a compressor or processor is the same thing. It's a compression circuit that fattens your audio up. So when you find out whether you have a compressor or a processor, engage it and adjust it for a 3. Just a token amount, but it does exactly what it needs to do. Roger?
But it does exactly what it needs to do. Roger? Roger, I copy 3.
All right, then once you get your compressor processor engaged at a 3, move to your ALC. Move to your ALC with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of manipulating your mic gain control as you speak rather rapidly, 100, 200, 300 in transmit. So you bring that meter up by counting, and you can see where it is as you make the adjustment with your mic gain control.
The adjustment with your mic gain control. Okay, I got that wrote down.
Alrighty, and I can't say on EQ. I would just leave the EQ where it is for the moment, and maybe if you could check in next Friday, we'll listen to you and see what if we need me do on your EQ, Roger.
And if we need me do on your EQ, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Well, I think we got it, sir. You have a good day, 73, and we'll see you next Friday, Roger.
And we'll see you next Friday, Roger. Roger, I think I got your call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Golf Juliet Victor.
No, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim. This is the Qso-Vlog net. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 3/26/21, that will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
And give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger? Roger that. Where are you located? Because you sounded really clear on my radio. Over.
Roger, we're just across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger? Roger that. You sound just as crystal clear.
Thank you, sir. We try. All right. Let me say 73, and we'll see you next Friday. Roger?
And we'll see you next Friday. Roger? Roger, Jim. I appreciate it. 73.
73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 9, Juliet Tango.
There is a November, if I can find the right end of the pin, November 9 Juliet Tango. Is that a Roger?
Juliet Tango. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger.
And what's the name there?
And what's the name there?
Yeah, this is Rick. November 9, Juliet Tango. Can I get your call sign? I didn't quite get it down there fast enough. I kind of came in on the end of that.
Roger, call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
Victor. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike.
Okay, there you go, Jim. I got you. Now there. Oh, Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor. I think I have it correctly there. Yeah, you're sounding good over here in Racine, Wisconsin over here. And it was interesting what you're, apparently you're doing some sort of audio checks with for other amateurs. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, November 9, Juliet Tango.
Roger, we do setups, and if you would be interested, it starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. Turn that compressor on at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does precisely what we need it to do. Roger?
Okay, Roger, Roger. How's the auto generally sound right now? I'm just curious here. I've heard some people say it sounds good, and other people say I guess maybe they don't like the microphone. I got an MC-60.
Roger, sounds pretty good. I think we might be able to make it sound a little bit better. We have a compressor on at a 3. Is that a Roger?
Okay, let me check my compressor. Okay, my compressor is at about, it's like at an 8.
All right, let's pull it down to about a 3.
Okay, we'll turn it down to, that's down here. Okay, that's about a 3 there, right about
Okay, Rick, now I want you to go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and I want you to adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of mic gain control as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can see where the meter is, and adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3 by your mic gain control. And Rick, you have slipped into my noise level. I will try to go back to you one more time and see if you come up, but right now you're right at my noise level. So let's come back and let me hear you, Rick.
Let's come back and let me hear you, Rick.
Okay, we'll try it again. Noise level?
Come back just a little bit. Okay, so we have a compressor on at a 3, and you managed to get that ALC up to mid-scale to 2/3 by mic gain control?
Up to mid-scale to 2/3 by mic gain control?
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little difficulty with our compressor. With everything turned down, I was still getting a 2, so I might have a problem here.
You were getting a 2 where?
You were getting a 2 where?
I would turn my carrier down, my mic, and my processor all the way to 0, and I was still getting a 2 on the compression.
Now, it's not something you get on the compressor. The 3 that I'm suggesting is the input level to your compressor. Roger?
Is the input level to your compressor. Roger?
It is the control that determines the amount of compression. It's not the reading of the compressor, it's the adjustment input. You have, I'm assuming, a 0 to 10.
I'm assuming a 0 to 10.
Oh, okay, you're saying the processor button, set that at 2 on the dial.
No. Listen to me. I'm saying put the compressor engaged at a 3 input level. Roger?
At a 3 input level. Roger?
You have a compression input control. Is that correct?
Compression input control. Is that correct?
Okay, you're talking about at the menu setting there. I'm going to have to go into the menu setting there. I've normally just used it from the on-screen thing. There's a setting in the menu section. I'd have to pull up my manual.
Yeah, so well, let me give you notes, and you can do as as time permits and as you want to. But what I'm looking for is about a third of the compressor capability, and if your input level is a 0 to 10, 3 would approximate about a third of its activity. So what I'm saying is to get that compressor running like we want to. I don't want to dB readout of what it's doing. I'm just looking for you to adjust the input control to your compressor at a 3. Roger?
Control to your compressor at a 3. Roger? Okay, Roger. Okay, that's at 3.
All right, then once you have that, move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your ALC reading for mid-scale to 2/3 by way of manipulating your mic gain control.
Manipulating your mic gain control.
Okay, here we go. There we go. We're kind of manipulating it, and this is where we're at.
Yes, sir. Now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Know where your onboard EQ is?
Okay, let me see if I can find that here. Okay.
You've got that?
You've got that?
Say it out here. This is November 9, Juliet Tango.
I'm sorry, we doubled just a little bit. Did you find your onboard EQ?
A little bit. Did you find your onboard EQ?
Okay, I can't hear you anymore. We're going to have to try to make this another time. Well, thanks for the information there. We'll look for you again. This is November 9, Juliet Tango.
Rick, you cannot copy me. Is that a Roger?
Rick, you cannot copy me. Is that a Roger?
73, Rick. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net for Friday afternoon. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Echo 0, Delta Golf Bravo.
Kilo Echo 0 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Kilo Echo 0, Delta Golf Bravo.
Delta Golf Bravo, what's the name there, please?
Delta Golf Bravo, what's the name there, please?
Jim.
Roger, Jim, I'm talking to myself. And what's your location, Jim?
I'm talking to myself. And what's your location, Jim?
In Missouri, Jim. Southwest Missouri, Springfield.
Yes, sir, in Missouri. And what radio are you running, Jim?
Yes, sir, in Missouri. And what radio are you running, Jim?
7300, and I ended up getting a different amplifier, so this is the first time I sounded.
Well, I just moved over to my local antenna, Jim, and you're about to blow me away. So why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger?
All right, Jim. I've got a off-center fed 80-meter dipole about 35 feet in the sky.
All right. Have we set that radio up before?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so just to run through it, the compressor is at a 3, and your ALC is mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
Yeah, let me look at my ALC. I haven't looked at it since I put this amp on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's where it's at.
All right, Jim, your audio curve is very nice. You have a lot of content in the bottom end. I would just like maybe to get a little more edge on the top end to balance that bottom. So you're on the 7300, so why don't you do a 2-clicks boost treble EQ, Roger?
All right.
This is a Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We're right now in Qso with Jim, KE0DGB out in Missouri.
Alright, Jim, how's that down there?
Okay, I think what we need to do probably is back off one click on the bottom end, minus one click bottom end EQ, and let me hear you.
Alright.
All right, tell me the best thing you like about your 7300.
Yeah, just a second. I keyed that mic and the menu disappeared so I can go back.
Roger, did you already roll one click on the bottom end?
Alright, I just did then.
All right, yeah. Give me a 10 on the thing you like best about your 7300.
Oh, it's just a good radio. It's easy to use. The scope's nice. It's just a good radio.
Roger, I think you have a little more edge to your voice now. You still have that bottom end, as I'm seeing it on my spectrum analyzer, but you have just a little more edge, which adds for intelligibility. And so if you'd like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 3/26/21, it will take you directly to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Sounds good, Jim. Jim, I was going to tell you, Monday I had the radio on and heard you start talking. I thought, oh no, are these QRMers starting again on you recording? I thought, here it goes again.
Boy, I tell you, man, sometimes you just wish you'd stayed at home. Oh, but we gotta keep on keeping on. You can't let them take you down. You gotta persevere. Roger.
That's right. Some weeks they start meant to be, I guess. That's all you could say. Yeah, I did think that was funny. You mentioned though that they may end up shutting your power off on Monday, so I figure that's what that does to you.
Well, now that was the power company that did that. They decided they needed to replace a pole in my backyard. So, I talked to them earlier, and they said that they might be able to hot swap it. And I noticed that they had some insulator pads up on the line, so I thought they were intending to hot swap it. But no, they shut us down. And the guy later on said, I came to your door, but nobody answered. We wanted to let you know. And I said, well, I appreciate it, but I was kind of tied up at the moment. Roger.
Yep. Well, like I said, you indicated that could happen. And it did. Anyway, I appreciate your help. I'll bring it up and see what it sounds like. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Roger, Jim. 73 out that way, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Shout. Bravo 6, Quebec, Echo X-ray.
There's a Quebec X-ray station out there. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, Jim. It is Whiskey, Bravo 6, Quebec, Echo X-ray, Queen Elizabeth X-ray.
Queen Elizabeth X-ray, Roger. And what's the name?
Queen Elizabeth X-ray, Roger. And what's the name?
Name is Peter, Papa, Echo Sierra, Echo Romeo, and we're located in Silver Springs, Maryland, just north of Washington, D.C.
Roger, Peter. And what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, Peter. And what radio are you running, sir?
Well, I'm not trying to do a radio right now. What I am curious is this. I have just restored a Viking Valiant as an AM station. Do you have the capability to analyze an old AM radio?
No, not really. We're set up mainly for sideband, Roger.
Not really. We're set up mainly for sideband, Roger.
I assumed that was the case, but I thought I would inquire.
Yeah, that would Yeah, we wouldn't probably be able to do that, Roger.
We wouldn't probably be able to do that, Roger.
No problem. But you provide a great service. I thank you very much. And a delightful weekend.
Roger, your signal is just looking at your audio looks very nice. So I think you're good to go there. No adjustments necessary. Roger, Roger.
Roger, we are running at 7,300 at the moment. And generally, as you advise most people to.
Kind of faded out on that last repeat.
I said we are running a ICOM. We are running a ICOM 7300. It is set up generally the way you advise most people to set theirs up. And we are using the accompanying hand mic that it came with.
Roger, Peter, and it does sound good. So let me say 73 to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by. I wish you luck on getting your radio, AM radio set up there. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I think somebody just signed off as I went to my local antenna. Try again, slowly, phonetically.
This is Victor Echo 3, Charlie Romeo Oscar, over.
Victor Echo 3 station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Romeo Oscar. Charlie Romeo Oscar, over.
Roger, Charlie Romeo Oscar, and the name, please.
Name is Rad, Romeo Alpha Delta, over.
Name is Rad, rather unusual. Romeo Alpha Delta, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, actually it's a nickname. My given name is Claude, over.
Roger that. And what's your location, Rad?
We're in a little town of Tilbury in southwestern Ontario. We're about 45 miles southeast of Detroit.
Roger that. And what radio are you running?
Ryan FTDX 3000.
Roger that. And why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system so that I might be able to hear your audio.
Yeah, Roger. I'm actually running a compromised little antenna here. I've got a trapped half sloper running off of a 28-foot tower. And it seems to do reasonably well, but it's no stellar antenna, over.
Roger that. Well, just to review our setup there, it starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So our setup begins with the compressor engaged at a 3. Roger?
Roger, that's what she's at.
Alrighty, then we move to the ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak rather rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can see where the meter is, adjust the meter operation on the ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 by mic gain manipulation.
Yeah, Roger, and I have it just past 50%, over.
Yes, sir. It looked good to begin with. I just wanted to double check to be sure. And so now let's move to your equalization.
Yeah, I'd rather not set that up right now. Thanks, Jim. Perhaps another day.
Roger. Consider a +2 treble EQ boost for articulation. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. I'll make a note of that. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. Well, I think we're done, sir. You're sounding really good. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 3/26/21, it will take you directly to this recording. Roger?
Roger, Jim, and thank you very kindly. Appreciate it greatly. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Romeo Oscar.
Roger, Rad 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Qso-Vlog net for Friday afternoon. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
I think there was a November 2. Is that a Roger?
Roger?
Okay, I'm looking for you, November 2. I hear you back in there, but you're very low. You're about a couple of dB above my noise level. So try it. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look for you, and maybe I can get a hotter signal. Roger?
For you, maybe I can get a hotter signal. Roger?
Station November 2, I think you said something about an amplifier. If you have an amplifier, please turn it on.
Amplifier, please turn it on.
Yeah, I don't have it hooked up right now. I'm wondering how often you get in here and do this, because I would like to catch up with you when I have an amplifier hooked up.
Roger. Every Friday afternoon, cross your fingers that we don't get jammed out. Usually every Friday afternoon from 3:30 till 5. Roger.
Friday afternoon from 3:30 till 5. Roger.
Roger that. Okay, all right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go down and get this radio on an amplifier, and I'll call you back.
Yes, sir. Please do, because right now you're only about a dB and a half above my noise. So if you've got 500 watts or something like that, it would really help out.
Something like that, it would really help out.
Roger, Roger. This is KC9VKV, a Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
1 Whiskey Alpha Tango.
There is a Whiskey Alpha Tango station. Come back with your call sign slowly phonetically.
Station, come back with your call sign slowly phonetically.
Whiskey 1 Whiskey Alpha Tango.
Whiskey 1 Whiskey Alpha Tango. Roger, what's the name?
Whiskey 1 Whiskey Alpha Tango. Roger, what's the name?
The handle here is Joe, Julius Oscar Echo.
Roger, Joe, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, Joe, and where are you located, sir?
I'm in Colchester, Connecticut.
Roger, and what radio are you running, Joe?
Roger, and what radio are you running, Joe?
I'm running a Yaesu FT1000MC Mark 5.
Roger, Roger. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with engaging your compressor at a 3, a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. Roger?
But it does exactly what we need it to do. Roger?
I'm sorry, I didn't copy that.
Gosh. Okay, Joe, what we're saying is if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it begins with you engaging your compressor at a 3. Do you copy?
Your compressor at a 3. Do you copy?
Roger. No, I'm pretty well set up here. I was just wanting more or less a radio report.
Roger. Okay, radio report. You are 4 dB over my noise level.
You are 4 dB over my noise level.
How's the audio?
Gosh, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and let me listen to you as you tell me about your antenna system.
Listen to you as you tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, yep, nothing elaborate here. Nothing elaborate here at all. I've just got a homebrew G5 RV type dipoles up about 24 feet. It's very resonant at 20 meters. At 40 here, I have to use an antenna tuner to use it, and I think right now it probably stands to be tuned a little better, but I'm hoping that you can copy me well.
Roger, Pete. Well, your audio has about a 3 dB dynamic range, which is exactly what we were looking for. Your audio is right on target at 3 dB dynamic range. Your audio curve, I think, needs just a couple of clicks more on the top end for articulation. You're running, I'm not sure about that radio, but is that a 3-band EQ?
Not sure about that radio, but is that a 3-band EQ?
Right now it's running at about 120 watts on this band. It does have 100 watt capability.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the power output. I'm talking about the equalization. Are you familiar with your equalizer on that radio?
Are you familiar with your equalizer on that radio?
Actually, no.
All right. Well, when you find out where your equalizer is and how to adjust it, probably a couple of clicks more top-end boost over where you are would help your articulation. So it would be a +2 boost treble EQ additional from where you are on your EQ. Roger?
Additional from where you are on your EQ. Roger?
Okay, yeah, Roger. Yep. All right, well, thanks for the help. I appreciate it.
Roger, Roger. And again, what was the name there?
Roger, Roger. And again, what was the name there?
Roger Joe, Roger Joe. Well, we got somebody else that just has to tune up on an active frequency. It's just, it must be unavoidable necessity to tune up on an active frequency. It's not very kind to tune up on an active frequency. Please, this is an active frequency. This is a Qso-Vlog program for Friday afternoon. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And I'm looking around. I'm not hearing anything right at the moment. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. There's a station uniform Sierra. Come back slowly phonetically with a call sign.
Come back slowly phonetically with a call sign.
Whiskey 4, uniform Sierra. Again, Whiskey 4, uniform Sierra. Over.
You get copy Whiskey 4, I think it was Denmark something Sierra.
Whiskey 4, I think it was Denmark something Sierra.
Whiskey 4, uniform Sierra. United Sierra. Over.
Whiskey 4, uniform Sierra. Is that a Roger?
Uniform Sierra. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Alrighty, and what's the name there, please?
Alrighty, and what's the name there, please?
Name on this end is Fred, Foxtrot, Romeo, Echo, Delta. Over.
Roger, Fred, and what location are you, sir?
Fred, and what location are you, sir?
Location is Greensboro, North Carolina. Over.
Roger, North Carolina, and what radio are you running, sir?
North Carolina, and what radio are you running, sir?
Icon 7300, 7300.
All right, Fred, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. A 3 is a token amount, but it does precisely what we need it to do. So, engage your compressor at a 3. Roger?
Engage your compressor at a 3. Roger?
Roger, compressor is at 3. Over.
All right, and now let's move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can bring the ALC meter up to see where it's going. Adjust that ALC meter to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation.
2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation.
Roger, 100, 200, 300, 400, Whiskey 4, uniform Sierra. Over.
Roger, now why don't you give me about 10 seconds on the thing you like best about your 7300.
On the thing you like best about your 7300.
Roger, the 7300 is a brand new, and so far I've really enjoyed the spectrum scope display, which is nice, and my young son, who's 10 years old, has suddenly taken an interest in what the radio looks like as well. It must be the brilliant display of the 7300. Over.
Roger, Roger. I do not have the best copy on you. You're about 3 dB above my noise level. I usually like a little bit better than that, but I think your EQ is okay for right now till I can hear it better. Maybe if you want to check in next Friday, we might be able to just maybe check that out a little bit clearer. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Thank you for your time. Really always enjoy listening to you and enjoy the YouTube videos as well. So keep up the good work and have a wonderful life. Keep up the good work and
Roger, Roger, Fred, 73 there, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you can, we'll see you next Friday. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. I hear somebody back in there. Try it one more time on that call sign.
Victor, Echo 3. Zanzibar, Sugar, Zanzibar, Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Shia, Zulu.
Victor Echo 3 Zulu, Sugar Zulu, roger, roger.
Sugar Zulu, roger, roger.
Roger. Sam, how you doing there, brother? You sound good. You sound well. I hope you and the family are well.
Roger, roger, Sam. Now tell me, why am I copying you down on the Georgia SDR?
You're down on the Georgia SDR.
Because my signal jumps a long way. I got low angle, and that's the way we hop, brother.
Roger, what's your location, Jim? Sam?
Location, Jim.
My location is Etobicoke in Toronto, Canada. In Canada, and I've got your phone.
Roger. Actually, you're on the Arlington SDR, and I usually copy Canadian Toronto and around through there on either the Rochester or the Milford SDR. So you're doing a hop, skip, and a jump, Roger.
You're doing a hop, skip, and a jump, Roger.
Oh yeah. This antenna is pretty good for low angle and propagation there, and I tend to get right under that broader radar over the horizon radar. I get underneath it, so it's great for long distance. Not so good for local chit chat, but I do mostly the antennas. I managed to get into most of the nets that are orientated. The antennas facing Europe and also South Africa, so most of the radiation's going that way, but we do have a lot also going to, we have ground planes that go south, north and east with it, so there is some angle radiation through trees, so that's it.
Roger, now did you say you were getting directionality out of a ground plane?
Directionality out of a ground plane?
Well, it's actually a delta loop. It's a delta loop fed vertically, and it's sloping 45% with a massive ground plane, brother.
Roger. Well, whatever you're doing, boy, you're sounding really good down in Georgia. So let me say 73. Technically, your audio's fine and your dynamic range is fine. Just looks right on, Roger.
Just looks right on, Roger.
Thank you. It's you that taught me how to do this. So if people are listening, I learned from the master. It's taken me some time, but I was listening to what you said, and we've managed to hit you on the head. So thank you so much for all your patience and your hard work.
Yes, sir, Sam, and like I say, that dynamic range is right at 3 dB, and that's exactly perfect. That's as loud as you can get. If you get any louder and reduce those dBs down to 2 or 1, you just start to blur, and that really interferes with the intelligibility of the words. So you're just perfect where you are, Roger.
So you're just perfect where you are, Roger.
Thank you so much. Like I said, you gave me all the information and also the technical advice. And we chose a different microphone with that dynamic range in. I'm now running a Heil microphone, Triple M, running the IC7410, and we're running 50% compression as well as 50% audio, and about 10% bass, and the rest in the middle and the high range with it.
Yeah, well, you have it adjusted just perfect. I wouldn't get the Gorilla Tape out, Roger.
Get the Gorilla Tape out, Roger.
Sorry, say that again, dear sir.
I said you've got it adjusted perfectly. Get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down.
Gorilla Tape out and taper down.
I got it. All coming from you, brother. That's a compliment. And like I said, folks, I took the advice from you. Thank you so much again. And God bless you. And thank you really for helping me to get the audio that I knew that was capable of this radio. And thanks for all the advice and all the help. God bless you. And God bless the family. And America, listen to your hearts and turn off the media. Turn off the media and turn on your hearts. Either way, it's a good one. Mr. Echo 3, Zulu, Sugar Zulu. Thank you so much, brother.
Roger, Sam. Always a pleasure, sir. 73. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout. shout.
This is the Friday afternoon version of the Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Well, we have a little lull in the action, so I have another thrilling edition of Adventures in Radioland that I would like to present. This segment is entitled AM DXing 2021. Well, it seems like each year I do a new segment on this subject, and apparently this year is no exception. I'll start this segment with a sad tale of woe. Now, it seems like for the past few months I've been working on increasing the diameter of my outside AM DXing loop antenna, trying to get it more sample signal down to my old Heathkit RF preamp preselector. This Heathkit is a 50-year-old preamp that furnishes about 20 dB gain with frequency peaking, which then goes into my C-Crane receiver, which has been modified to bypass the double ferret coil input, so the radio only sees the external AM input signal. I love this C-Crane receiver because it has frequency tuning on the front, not on the side, and also it tunes like analog with a big knob, but is actually tuning digital with a KC step preference. Well, long story short, as I am increasing the diameter and height of my outside loop, I am inadvertently coming closer and closer to my 40-meter dipole antenna, which I'm running a kilowatt of power on Friday afternoons like we are right now. Well, let me find page 2 here. This is a live radio, folks, so you just have to deal with it. I see I can already, okay, well, we're talking about moving that loop ever so closer to the 40-meter dipole running a kilowatt, and I can see already and smell the smoke. Yes, finally the Heathkit preamp says, I don't feel well, and croaks on the spot. Well, disaster pushes me into the 21st century. I'm forced to replace the old Heathkit preamp preselector with a new Tuscan AN-48X active loop antenna. Now, the loop is just a length of insulated wire from one side of a band select module to the other side. You must make it the loop. So I cut down the size of a hula hoop, and I used it as my loop form. I guess then it became a hula hoop loop. Anyway, by now, as time progresses in my life, I've given up tower climbing, and I was really getting tired of climbing up on the roof working on my old loop. So I thought I will just give this new loop at ground level a try. I knew it would not be as good as outside up the tower, but so I mounted the loop on the back of my bedroom door, and lo and behold, it worked pretty good. I did have a little noise, but not that bad. And then later, as I opened the door, I noticed a big decrease in the noise level. I was nulling the residual noise, of course, and that is the advantage of a ground-level loop. Loops are known for their nulling powers of 10 to 15 dB, not necessarily for their forward gain powers. But, all right, now let's move to page 3 with any luck. But with it mounted on the door thing, I couldn't exactly reach the exact perfect null point. So I mounted the loop on a 7-foot piece of PVC pipe and put it in the corner. And then at high noon, when there was no AM skip coming in, I very precisely adjusted the loop null point. And it was then that it was every bit as good as my outside antenna up on the tower. And as far as operational, I turned the new external RF preamp up all the way, and now my C-Crane radio has an RF gain control also, but since being modified, I'm not sure how much of the preamp is left. However, the gain control works. So I make a critical radio RF gain control adjustment, and that is when the incoming AM skip signal fades out, I don't want a bunch of noise sucking up at 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. So I cut the radio RF gain back to where when the incoming signal fades out, the audio level fades out also. This keeps everything very tranquil during the night. So that's my latest thrilling edition of Radioland having to do with AM DXing. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
So you want to check out, give me a shout.
Yeah, hi Jim. I finally got my one GZL.
Charlie, how's it going, sir?
Charlie, how's it going, sir?
Oh, it's going fine. I just got back from getting a Janssen COVID-19 shot, and I had to wait 20 minutes in line. The person driving me, we had to wait 20 minutes. And I got it at 10 minutes to 4. Then after that, drove up here. So here we are, and I turned on the rig, and there you are, 15/9, direct, just like you're right in the room. I'm sorry I'm late, but that's the only time they could give me the COVID-19 shot was at 10 after 3 today, but it turned out to be 3:30 before I actually got it. Well, it was later than that. It was 10 minutes to 4 actually that I got the shot. I had to wait quite a while. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, all that's of no consequence. The main thing is that you did get your shot, Roger.
The thing is that you did get your shot, Roger.
Roger, I sure did, and I could feel a little sting when they gave it to me in my right upper right arm. But right now I feel no effect, no stinging, nothing, and I feel fine. By the way, you're coming in direct, beautiful. Here it is.
My hula hoop loop. Anyway, by now, as time progresses in my life, I've given up tower climbing, and I was really getting tired of climbing up on the roof working on my old loop.
Okay, I hope that came through. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Absolutely perfect, Charlie. Always a pleasure, sir. Do you have anything from your recorded treasures?
Anything from your recorded treasures?
Not this time. However, I should in about a week. By next week, I should. I think. I'm trying to think. Wait a minute. Maybe the week after next. Yeah, not much. Not much this time. By the way, we've lost a tremendous amount of snow. We've had 2 days of 60 degrees and several days in the mid and upper 50s. We just had a good hard rain shower here a little earlier. So we had a half an inch of rain. It's the first time we've had that much regular rain in months, in many months. So the ground's only about 20% snow covered at the present, although we expect a little bit late tonight and Sunday night and Monday morning a little bit more, but nothing tremendous. So spring is getting an early start. Right now it's 49 degrees and just cloudy out there. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Now, when you have those 50 and 60 degree days, it must seem like you're down in Miami, Roger.
It must seem like you're down in Miami, Roger.
Oh yeah, I'm in deepest Africa, compared to that one time in February when we had 40 and 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and at the same time the power was out for a little over 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours, and when the power came back, I had no running water, so I thought I had frozen everything. Then bit by bit, individually, each faucet began to work, and what a sigh of relief when I got the water back. Oh, that was close.
Roger, Charlie. Last night, I just was talking about AM DXing, and I do have a habit of at night listening DXing Atlanta, Georgia, WSB, and last night, boy, they really had some very, very bad weather. They had a tornado that was on the ground for 2 hours. I could not believe that. On the ground for 2 hours, and they were saying on the radio, this warning is as severe as it can possibly be. Seek cover, get in the basement, whatever. But that tornado was on the ground in the Atlanta area for 2 hours.
Ground in the Atlanta area for 2 hours.
Yeah, I heard about that one. That is terrible. I remember one time before I ever moved permanently out of New Jersey, and this was way back. No, this might have been 1957. It was just about this time of year. I worked at a wire factory where they put insulation on wire for jet aircraft and so on, and I would mix the Teflon preforms and all sorts of things, we had at work 12 miles north of where I lived at Sparta, New Jersey, Lake Mohawk. We had a temperature that stayed at 38 degrees that night. Down at my place, there were people that were recording temperatures in the low 60s at the same time. When I left home, there was 1 inch of snow on the ground at both locations. However, when I got halfway home, the little bit of snow left went off instantly within a few feet on level ground, and it turned out to be that a tornado had struck 2 miles from my home up on the hill there near Sparta, New Jersey, northwestern New Jersey, Sussex County. And this fellow had built a new home. He was ready to move into it. And I mean, that thing was solid and had a lot of masonry and everything else. And a tornado came down and absolutely devastated that house, completely ruined it. There was nothing left except debris in the basement. The trees on a very narrow path were completely flattened. And then across a little pond, there was a little clubhouse, maybe 400 feet away. The roof was ripped off, and that was one storm, a thing that I'll never get out of my memory. What that looked like when I got over there a couple of days later, to see such a strong structure of a home to be completely wiped out. I mean, there must have been winds gusting in that thing of 150 miles per hour to do that damage. Jim, go ahead.
Oh, Roger, yes. Tornadoes can, particularly when they're smaller, they're more precise, higher RPMs. I think they can turn up their 200 or 300 mile an hour winds inside the center of a small tornado. When it gets big, it's not quite as the wind velocities are not quite as big, but the overall power is greater in a bigger tornado, Roger.
The overall power is greater when it's a bigger tornado, Roger.
Yeah, but you get these little vortexes within a large tornado. Little teeny little vortexes or tornadoes within a tornado, and those things themselves can put out horrendous winds, as indicated down in Georgia last night. Of course, last night being the 25th of March 2021. And they were showing that there was one house that was absolutely flattened. There was nothing left of it, was splintered, and just 75 feet away, there was a house nearby. There was almost no damage at all. So you get little vortexes within the larger ones sometimes, and if you get stuck in one of those, you've had it. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a Roger. That is a Roger. Well, Mother Nature at her worst, probably a tornado. Second would be a hurricane. I don't like either one of them. I'll pass if at all possible, Roger.
I'll pass if at all possible, Roger.
Oh yeah, Roger. Look, all that on there. I'm sorry, I'm so late, but I had no choice being down there with the COVID vaccine. but so far I don't feel any effect. So I may survive at least a minute. Okay, Jim, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll catch it next week at the usual time. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Always a pleasure.
Roger, Charlie, 73 up that way, sir. Thanks for dropping by, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is a KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Two stations in there, about the same level. Loudest one, take it.
Alpha Charlie 3,
Bravo Mike, November 2, Zulu Bravo.
There's an Alpha Charlie 3, I believe it was. Sir, come back with the call sign slowly, phonetically.
Yeah, it's once again, it's Alpha Charlie 3, Charlie Victor, AC3, CB, over.
AC3, and give me phonetically the latter part.
Charlie Victor, Charlie Victor.
Alpha Charlie 3, Charlie Victor, Roger.
Roger.
Alrighty, and what's the name there, sir?
Name here is Art, Alpha Romeo Tango, located in Greenville, Pennsylvania, over.
Roger, Art, and what radio are you running, sir?
I got a TF520 Sugar, TF520 Sugar, just tuning it up here to see if it's still working, over.
Alrighty, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3, a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do.
Okay, we'll try that. There you go.
Alrighty, and then once we get our compressor engaged at a 3, we move to our ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100 to 200, 300, so you can see where the meter is, adjust that ALC meter where it's running mid-scale to 2/3 by mic gain manipulation.
Okay, Alpha 100, 100, 300, 100, 200, 300, there you go.
All right, sir. Now, why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system so I could hear your audio.
Okay, yeah, I have an N-Fed
Your audio.
window manufactured by Vibraflex. It is a quarter wave, or 4-band half wave.
Roger, I kind of faded down just a little bit. Try that. Give me 10 seconds on what you like best about your radio, and let me hear you again.
Okay, yeah, what I enjoy about this particular radio is that it is a hybrid radio, meaning that the final stage is a two-type transmitter with a solid-state receiver, works quite well together, built like a tank. Over.
Roger, Art. Now, I am listening to you, and your radio sounds like it might be slightly low in frequency, very, very slightly low. I might check to see if you have a clarifier or something on. It's nothing to worry about, but it is, to me, it sounds just a tad low in frequency, Roger.
Okay, I adjust the frequency there to BFO a little bit. These old transceivers do have a tendency to drift. Hopefully that brought it up a little bit, over.
Roger, I would go the other way, the same amount. Go the other way, but the same amount that you just went.
Okay, one more time. We are adjusting the BFO. Hopefully that brings us in a little clearer. Go ahead.
Roger, it's a lot closer, Do you have a frequency meter with that radio?
This is all mechanical. It's a mechanical dial. I have to read it out mechanically, over. Roger that. Well, you're sounding good. I think your dynamic range is right on target. Your EQ, do you have onboard EQ on that radio? Negative. This radio was manufactured about 1974, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Roger. Well, it sounds really good. I would just leave it like that, and I think for the age of that radio, it's really sounding good, Roger.
Okay, thank you. What is our frequency exactly, over?
I can't tell you that. It's just a tad low. You could go the last way you went. You might go just a little bit further that way, out of curiosity.
Okay, let's try that and see how we are looking right in that neighborhood.
That's pretty close. Pretty close. Maybe shave the difference between where you are and where you were. That should be right on, Roger.
Okay, so that should be 7181 or 71. Wait a minute. Where are we at here?
I think where you are is right. Let me hear you just a tad where you are.
Pretty close right now. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, we doubled. Let me hear you where you are.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I am about 7.18. Over.
I think that's close enough. That's close enough for government work, Roger.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to do there. We'll have to work with that.
All right, Art, let me say threes to you, sir. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Okay, thank you for the radio check here. I appreciate that. Give me your call sign again, please.
Call sign is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor.
Victor Kilo Victor. Thank you very much, KC9VKV from Alpha Charlie 3 Charlie Victor. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Roger, Roger, sir, 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 2 Yankee Echo Whiskey.
Yankee Echo Whiskey. Come back slowly, phonetically with the call sign.
Kilo Bravo 2 Yankee Echo Whiskey.
Yankee Echo Whiskey, what's the name?
Name here is Guy, Golf Uniform Yankee.
Roger, Guy, and where are you located, sir?
I'm in coastal North Carolina.
And what radio are you running, sir?
I just picked this radio. Actually, the radio just got delivered yesterday. I was messing around with a couple of settings. It's the Yaesu FTDX10.
FTDX10. Why don't you give me 10 seconds or so on your antenna system? Let me hear you.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, we're working off the stock mic right now. We messed around with the Parametric EQ a little bit. And I think I have it close, but it's really hard to tell. The antenna I'm working on is a horizontal delta loop up at about 55 feet. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Now, I'm looking at your audio curve on a spectrum analyzer. You do have activity down to 100 cycles, so it's a good curve. You might need just a little more top end for balance. So I would go, what kind of EQ do you have on that radio?
This radio has a parametric EQ.
Okay, what do you have in the neighborhood of 2.5, 3 KC?
Okay, parametrics. That's for parametric number 2. I have mid-ranges, and it's adjusting at at 1100 hertz. And at that level up to an 8.
Okay, we don't want to move anything right yet. Like I say, I'm looking for something around 2.5, 3 KC. It's be treble EQ area, 2.5, 3 KC. Do you see anything? And we don't want to change the width of the parametric. All we're looking for is to boost the parametric in the 2.5 to 3K range, whichever control is in that range. Roger?
Range, whichever control is in that range, Roger.
You said in the 2.5 range?
In other words, you have a mid-range control, something around 1 KC, 1.5K, then we want to move on up to 2.5, 3, somewhere in that area.
And we want to move on up to 2.5, 3, somewhere in that area.
Okay, I'm on 2.5 right now, and it's set at level 3. And I just bumped it up to level 5. Level 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think that's helping. What we're looking for is a little more S range, syllabic range, and I think you have added that, so your articulation is a little better. The thing is, when you have a full curve like you have there with a lot of, not a lot, but a very balanced signal down into the bottom end, you want to make sure that you have some high frequency content to constantly have the articulation and so it doesn't go muddy. So we want to just to accelerate that top end just a little bit to keep balance with the beautiful bottom end. Roger?
Just a little bit to keep balance with the beautiful bottom end. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Do I have it set correctly, or let's see, it's set at 5, bring it back down to 9. It's probably too high now. Bring it back down to where? Somewhere in the middle, or bring it back down to 5?
Please don't make any adjustments unless we talk about it. I think where you were when I was last speaking with you was just fine. If you've done something between now and then, put it back like it was. Roger?
If you've done something between now and then, put it back like it was. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Okay, it's at level 5, and I boosted the 2500 hertz.
Yes, sir. I think we're right on track there. Like I say, I wish I had a better signal on you. You're about 3 dB above my noise level. I usually would like about a 6 dB, so I could hear you very, very clearly. But I think that's just right on target. If you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call out or search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 3/26/21, that will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Okay, thank you very much. One other question. I could also increase the EQ3. Should I increase the... Now it looks like it's centered on 2500 hertz. I could increase the bandwidth also.
Well, now you're coming in on my local antenna now, which is a much more full range situation than off the SDRs. So I would like for you to go to 100 to 2900. That is the preferred range that I'm looking for, 100 to 2900. Roger, Roger.
Okay, I could set the parametrics anywhere from 500 hertz to, let's see. Come on, play nice. 400, and then it goes up.
Roger. Well, Guy, all we wanted to do right at that last maneuver was increase your bandpass to 100 to 2900. Leave your EQs like they are. Your bandpass, move it to 100 to 2900. Roger?
I don't see bandpass as per se. I do have bandwidth, and my bandwidth I could adjust within each low, mids, and highs. So I could adjust the bandwidth and the level, and also the frequency that is responding to.
Roger. We'll leave everything the way it is. And do you have a setting that's called 100 to 2900?
Negative.
Okay. What is the bandpass of your radio? Is it 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 3? What is it?
You know, I'm trying to find that in the book, and I can't find it in the book. I believe it's 3,000.
Okay, so when you find out how to do it, what you want to do is set that radio to 100 to 2900 and just operate in that mode. There's no reason to compromise at a lesser bandpass. You want to go 100 to 2900, just fix it there. If there are other options, I would put them all 100 to 2900 so you can only run that radio in that mode. Roger?
Roger, Roger. The audio with the stock mic now, it's somewhere in the ballpark? Sounds decent?
Yes, sir. Sounds really good. Now, is that a hand mic?
Yes, sir, it's a hand mic. I don't have the cables yet to hook up my audio equipment to it.
Roger. Okay, take that hand mic and run it to the side of your mouth. Talk across it. Do not talk into it. Pull it to the corner of your mouth and talk across it. Roger?
Roger, roger. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yes, sir. That just minimizes the plosives, and you come up with a lot more words than noise that way. Roger?
Oh, without a doubt. I talked into the mic with the cans on, and all you heard was popping and hissing and everything else. So this is definitely have to talk on the side with this mic.
Roger, Guy. Well, I think we're pretty close right now, sir. Like I say, if you want to hear your audio, I am on my local antenna, my local radio now, so I'm flat down to 100 cycles, whereas those internet SDRs are rolling off about 300 cycles. So this is, much more true to what your audio curve is, Roger. And there is a spectrum analyzer on my set that you can look at when you're looking at the video, Roger.
Roger, roger. Okay, thank you very much for your help, and have a great weekend, and stay safe to you and yours. 7-3, and thanks for your help. KD2YEW will be listening out.
Roger, 73 that way, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Got about 4 minutes to 5. Of course, at 5 we turn into the proverbial pumpkin, so we probably have room for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Bravo, Mike. Bravo, Mike.
Bravo something?
Bravo, Mike. Zulu, Bravo, Mike. November 2, Zulu, Bravo, Mike. How copy?
November 2, Zulu, Bravo, Mike. Yes, sir. What's the name?
The name is Chris. Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra. We spoke a little while ago, and now I'm running about 1,500 watts. Roger.
Ah, well, I can hear you now, sir.
Okay, what I'm running here is a 590 SG, and I've got a Parametric EQ in front of me. It's a 18-band Parametric EQ. So right now I'm running flat, and I'm running the hand mic. I've got the processor on. Over.
Okay, processor, you're running the external processor or the internal processor?
Internal processor, no external processing going here.
Roger, and is that a 3? Is that a Roger?
I've got a processor input set to 42, and I've got a processor output set to 62, Roger.
Yes, sir. Take both of those and set them to 50. Input at 50 and output at 50.
Okay, stand by. Okay, 50-50, Roger.
Yes, sir. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control.
Roger, roger. Okay, hello, audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do the processor input. I think here. Yeah, processor input. Okay, hello, audio 1, 2. Let's see. Okay, there we are. Hello, audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's that sound to you over there?
All right, so Chris, listen to me. What we want to do is set that processor to a 50% input, 50% output, and then by mic gain control, correct that. We want to set that input at 30. Set that input at 30, output at 50. Input at 30, output at 50, and then reset your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 by mic gain control.
Yeah, okay, let's see here. Now, do you want the ALC set with the processor off first?
No, sir. Processor on. That's where we're going to run it. Processor on at 30, which is, I'm assuming that input is 0 to 100. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, it looks like 0 to 100. Okay, so mic gain processor input will set to 30, so we back that off at 30, and processor, let's see. Processor output, I'm looking for here again.
Hey, Chris, you still have a copy?
Yeah, Roger. I'm just I'm fishing here.
Okay, so just to review, your compressor's engaged, input at 30, output at 50. Then your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control.
Yeah, Roger. Well, on the 590, when you go to mic gain control and you're in the processing mode, it actually controls. You're not controlling the mic gain. You're actually controlling your processor output, I believe, or input here.
When you adjust your mic gain control?
Yeah, you have one knob that you're turning, but you're selecting whether you're changing the processor input or the processor output. Anyway, where I have it right now is processor out at 50, processor in at 30, and my ALC is running just about 3/4 range. Roger?
Yes, it's looking good. Now, do you know where your EQ is?
Do I know where right now I've got the EQ set to flat.
Roger. Now, is that a 3-band or what kind of EQ is that?
Well, it's in the software here, so it's 18 band.
Okay. Does it? Do you have anything in the 3K, 2.5, 3K range?
Oh yeah.
All right. Take 2.5, advance at 3 clicks, boost. 2.5, boost, 3 clicks.
All right, I'll go 2400 3 clicks. How many dB up do you want to go?
What's your control? Is it like flat and +10 or something like that?
Well, the controls actually go +6 or -24. So I can go up in 2 dB increments or 1 dB increments actually.
Just go 3 out of 6. Boost at 2. You say 2.4.
Yes. Okay, hang on.
And we want to keep the EQ the width of the parametric the same. Just boost the level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry to take so long, but with this radio, it's tricky. You got to get out of the menu. You got to clear the menu, or it won't let you control in the software. Anyway, I'm up 3 dB at 2400. Roger.
Roger. I think that's a lot more articulated. I think you'll like that. Why don't you give me 10 seconds on your antenna system so we might get a good recording, Roger?
Yeah, okay. The antenna system here is a vertical stuck in the backyard. It's a Hustler 5-band vertical with 2 radios per band under the ground, a couple inches is all. And radio, again, is a 590 ST. And the amplifier, I'm running an LK500ZB right now. And that's about it.
Roger, Chris. And where are you located again?
Yeah, I'm in Geneva, New York, Finger Lake region.
Roger, sir. I think we got you. And again, if you want to hear your recording, if you go to YouTube and do a call out a search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date 3/26/21, it will take you directly to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Yeah, okay. What was your name there?
Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike, KC9VKV, Qso-Vlog net. We're located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky, on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville.
Okay, I'm almost thinking when I talked to you one other time, my son's living in Louisville.
Ah, yes, sir. Well, good going. That's one place to be. Of course, we prefer the sunny side. Yeah, we call it the sunny side of Kentuckiana, or the sunny side of Indiaki.
Roger that. Hey, it's a great service you provide here. Much appreciated. I surely appreciate it. And judging by the sound of your audio, when I heard you, it sounded like you knew what you were doing because your audio sounds fantastic. So I appreciate it much. 7-3 from M2ZBM.
Roger, Chris. Thank you, sir. 73. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And with that, it's going to wrap up our Qso-Vlog net. We've enjoyed it since 3:30. No jammers. Oh, what a beautiful relief there. And we have, again, been recording the full time from 3:30 till 5. And if you participated and would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 3/26/21, it will take you to this recording. If you would like to hear other recordings, if you just do a call letter YouTube call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently running about 1,600 recorded Qso-Vlogs. So there's a lot of options for you to listen to and think about other people's audios. But with that, we've got to jump out of here, and we will be returning this frequency to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and we'll be clear.